Drei Staatsanwälte von Deutschland haben Deutschland zu ein weltweite Lachnummer gemacht in diesem 60-Minutes-Interview, das die gegeben haben in Amerika über der Meinungsfreiheit in Deutschland. Wirklich, Deutschland hat ein großes PR-Problem. Ich sage das immer wieder und heute werden wir darüber sprechen. Die Meinungsfreiheit ist ein wichtiges Gut und die Leute sollen sich wehren gegen alle Angriffe auf die Meinungsfreiheit. Und wir werden darüber sprechen. Everybody, it is Wednesday. It is 5 days before the election here in Germany. It is the 19th of February, 2025 at 7:50 a.m. here in Germany. This is the Insanity Report for Germany for today. And I'm sure that, excuse me, I'm sure that a lot of people have seen it. Probably not everybody, but a lot of people have seen it, that 3 German prosecutors, Staatsanwälte, they went either to America or America came to them. I'm not sure. I think that 60 Minutes was here in Germany because they followed them on a couple of house raids, so they were probably here. And they gave a 60 Minutes interview about the freedom of speech, or the freedom of opinion is what it's called here in Germany, to these 60 Minutes reporters. And it did not make them look real great. You know, J.D. Vance just got off stage a couple of days ago after, you know, chastising these European politicians like little children, which was hilarious, by the way, telling them that this is not the way democracies are supposed to be run. These are not the values that America thought they shared with Europe and Germany. And basically, he put on the table that NATO protection kind of hangs on if we share the same values or not. And if Germany is going to turn into a totalitarian country that suppresses the opinions and the voices of their people, that's not going to work for the United States. And what does Germany do? They send their 3 best Staatsanwälte to do an interview with 60 Minutes. I guess they were, I don't know, were they trying to make Germany look better? Because that's not what happened. That's not what happened. These people were talking about that they thought it was funny when the reporter from 60 Minutes asked them, listen, what happened? What do the people do when you take away their cell phones? And they all laughed. They were all like, yeah, we love it. It's like a punishment. It's like a punishment better than the fine they have to pay. Oh, we love it. That's why we do it. Sometimes we don't even give it back. These people are crazy. These people are disgusting fuck-ups. They have been bullied their whole lives as children, and now they have power. It's like the mask tyrants during COVID, right? During COVID, you had these people that never have any power, never get any pussy at home, never get, you know, they've got no power, none. Even their kids run their lives. And then they finally get power at Lidl and Aldi to make people wear masks. And they're, Maske hochziehen, über die Nase, an sonst raus. You're like, what the fuck's up with these people? The fuck kind of people are these? You know? That's them. It's people who are losers, who have been awarded power through no real merit, that are now making the rules for everybody else. And they love it. They love that power. You could see it in their faces on this interview. It's like they were like Smeagol. They're like, oh, my precious. Oh, I take away your rights. I take away your rights. And I take away your phone. Yes, they love it. These people are gross people. And yes, today I want to talk about, because I want to set a couple things straight for people here in Germany and in America, because Americans are looking at this like, wow. I mean, Germany really hasn't changed that much since the 1930s then, because that's all they see. They don't know anything that's happened here except for this now. Now they're like, wow, J.D. Vance wasn't fucking around. These motherfuckers are crazy. I've got friends from America asking me when they should invade to free us again. It's crazy, you know? So, look, first of all, in this interview, they also said that the interviewer asked them if reposting a lie is illegal, and they said yes. I guess they are not real good at their job then, because es gibt hier ein Grundgesetz, so that means there's like a constitution, right? And in that constitution you have freedom of opinion, and though it is way more restrictive than I would like it to be, it is not as restrictive as these prosecutors make it out to be. It is not illegal to repost a lie. Because first of all, how do you know it's a lie? Right? How do you know? And so it's not illegal to repost a lie. That's bullshit. Maybe in some context, like if it's somebody on the internet's calling somebody else a pedophile, and you don't know if that person's really a pedophile, you didn't do the research, and then you repost this, that could be illegal. But that's like defamation, right? That's not a lie. Defamation and a lie are different things, right? They're not exactly the same. So first of all, these prosecutors were lying about lying. You know what I mean? So people, the reason why I think they did this, they didn't do this to prove to America how, how much they are willing to, kind of back off on the attack on the freedom of opinion in the country. No, they did it to show Germans, look, fuck what America says, fuck what J.D. Vance says. We are the kings here. And we are going to keep going on this road down erosion of freedom of opinion and freedom of speech. And we're doing this to intimidate German citizens. That's what they were doing. That's why they're laughing about taking away people's phones. That's why they took the reporters on like 60 raids in Germany. So 60 times in Germany where the cops had to knock on somebody's door at 6 a.m. and say, look, we got to talk about what you posted on the internet. And we're going to take your phone. We're going to take your laptop. We're going to go through your personal shit. We're going to go through your house. I mean, it's absolute madness. It's Stasi behavior. I'm sorry. The people that are calling us the Nazis are the Nazis. I say it over and over again. They're the fucking Nazis, okay? They're the ones going through people's houses, kicking in people's doors, figuratively, over speech infringements or opinion infringements. And actually, that's not okay. Not even in Germany. Now, people have to know this is only an intimidation tactic. The people that are behind this, which is left-wing politicians, establishment politicians, the people that want the status quo to continue, right? And the election is coming up, and they are terrified that the more freedom of speech you got, the more freedom of opinion you got, the more the AfD is going to win votes, and they're right. They're right. The only thing that is stopping the AfD at this moment is the suppression of information about them in mainstream media, the twisting of the facts in the mainstream media, and the twisting of the facts under the politicians. That's what's stopping the AfD from being top dog. Not that they suck, not that they're Nazis, not that the other parties, none of that stuff is counts. The only thing the AfD, that's hurting the AfD, is the suppression of information, opinions, and speech in this country. If the mainstream media in this country, the propaganda, the state propaganda, would start being honest about the facts on the ground, then the AfD would look a lot more normal than they do to normal people, right? So and they're going to continue that until the day that the German public wakes up and goes, you know what? Let's just all vote for the AfD and get rid of these fucking people. These totalitarian tyrant dictators, these disgusting fucking people that get off. They almost come in their pants when they're talking about taking away people's phones, right? Oh, we love to take away the phones. Yeah, that sounds a little Hitlery to me. Sorry, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, but they love it. So they weren't doing this to make Germany look good. No, because they don't care about that. All they care about is staying in power. So they did this interview at 60 Minutes, not to make themselves look good, not to make Germany look good, not to send a signal to the United States that, hey, okay, we got the message, J.D. Vance, we're going to start working on this. No, they said it, they did it to intimidate the German public. They wanted to show you guys, look, we're even going to tell America, this is how we do shit here, right? We're not going to say sorry. We're not going to say you're right. This is not a democracy. No. We're going to get on TV, on an American TV show, and show America we're Germans, we're the boss, and we're going to do whatever the fuck we want. Those are our laws. That's why we sent 3 prosecutors, so you guys know we're serious. It's not just some dude telling you what the laws are. It's people that know the law. And they're telling you, in this country, We don't do things like you do in America. There is no democratic freedom. There is no real democracy. There is no freedom of opinion and speech. And if you try to use it, we're going to come take your phone and harass you. So you shut the fuck up, because that's what it's about, people. Okay? Yes, insults are illegal. Illegal in the sense that you can get a fine for an insult, right? Nobody's going to prison over an insult, right? That's not happening. But they could make the process the punishment. See, that's what it is. It's not that people have to really be worried about having to pay fines or whatever, because if you fight most of these cases, if you take them to court, right? Fuck it. Look, I'll give you an example. Friends in the States are asking me, are you worried about your content on the internet? No, for two reasons. One, I'm not really that big, okay? Not at all. Not at all. I just started doing this like a year ago, okay? So I'm not very big. That's one thing. Also, I am not afraid of them, because I don't regard these people as legitimate. They're not legitimate because they don't follow the rules that they make. They don't follow the rules that they're out there propagating. So they're completely illegitimate to me. They mean nothing. I don't listen to anything they say only to report on it to you guys. You know, but I don't let them fucking set rules for me. You know what I mean? I do what I want. And if they want to come after me for something I said, go ahead. Take me to court. I'll go. I'm not paying for a fucking lawyer. You know, I'll defend myself in court. That's not a very hard defense. I know the law as far as this is concerned. Good enough to know what I can and can't say, right? So actual insults for the people in the States, actual insults could get you in a little bit of trouble, but there is a big, big, big gap between what is considered an actual insult and what isn't. It's worth it to take to court, and the people in Germany need to stand up with both fingers in the air and say, no, you fucking tyrant politicians, no, you're not going to shut me up. Because that's the whole tactic, right? The whole tactic is to make examples out of a couple of people, right? And they have to be the scapegoat for the German politicians. So they want to make a couple big deals, like the Schwachkopf-Affäre here in Germany, where somebody posted a meme that's supposed to be Schwarzkopf, but it was Schwachkopf, which means dumbass, pretty much, right? And Robert Habeck, the Minister of the Economy and the Green Party politicians that has basically ruined the economy of this country, had police sent to that guy's house, all right, in the morning, took his shit, and now he has to go to court, probably has to pay a fine. I don't know how that court case worked out yet, but if he fights it, it's a good chance he's going to win, right? It's a good chance he's going to win. And Julian Reichelt, a reporter, okay, he's got more money than most people, so he also went to court over facts. He wasn't even insulting anybody. He was just stating facts, and they tried to get him, right? And that's what I do. I state facts. Okay, they might try to call it misinformation, right? And you notice that up till now, no one has been taken to court for misinformation. See, because misinformation is not illegal, and it's also very hard to pinpoint what misinformation is. They use the word all the time to shut you up. They want you to think that it's illegal to post misinformation. And then you're like, well, what's misinformation? Well, I don't know. Neither do they, right? They're going to decide on a case-by-case basis what's misinformation. And they're going to try to use it with the Digital Services Act coming up in July to try to just delete posts or ban accounts based on misinformation, right? That's what they're going to do. But they're not finding people for misinformation. They're very directly going after things that could be considered an insult, right? And they're trying to take people to court for that. Now, again, I'm telling German people, listen, get yourself some legal insurance, right? Rechtsschutzversicherung, right? Get some legal, if you're posting on the internet in this country, get some legal insurance. Why? Because then you have the means to fight them, right? Then you don't have to spend all your money on fucking court cases and fucking lawyers and all kinds of shit, because you've got Rechtsschutzversicherung. And then you don't have to be so worried about this. Because in the end, most of the time, they lose, right? Most of the time they lose, because the point is not to arrest or imprison or fine as many people as they can. The point is to scare everybody else into shutting the fuck up. And I'm telling you, that is the tactic. The process is the punishment. They did the same thing. The Democrats in the States have done the same thing to Trump supporters, to regular citizens, to Trump himself. Basically, they wanted to weaponize the law against the people to make them shut up, get in line, and vote Democrat. And your politicians here in Germany are doing the same, right? The establishment parties and the establishment politicians are pro stopping free speech. Even your buddy Friedrich Merz is not about free speech at all, because free speech will ruin his political career, as will it ruin the political careers of all of the other establishment crony motherfuckers, right? So don't be such a pussy. Fight them. Everybody should continue to post and post more. Make more videos, post more things, criticize them openly as much as you can. Send it to their accounts. Goad them, you know what I'm saying? And antagonize them. That's what people should be doing. Because we need to send the signal to these people, yo, we're not putting up with this shit. Okay? That's it. We are not putting up with this shit. This is unacceptable. Without freedom of opinion, freedom of speech, you have got no democracy. You have a totalitarian country. That's what that is. You know where else there's no freedom of speech or opinion? North Korea, right? That's another country that doesn't let their people even think freely, right? So, if you want to end up like them, continue to vote for these establishment parties, and you'll get there. But if you don't, it's time to stand up. It's time for the German people to get off the couch, to stop letting themselves be intimidated by people that have no legitimacy whatsoever, right? These people do not deserve the power they have. And another thing, Germans, stop talking about these people like they're leaders. They are servants. We pay their fucking salary, right? They work for me. They work for you, right? Except for the Burger Geld people. I'm sorry. I don't want to be mean. I get it. Some people need the Burger Geld. I get it. No problem, right? No problem. But you work for them, okay? Because you are sucking on their teeth. They, however, are sucking on our teats, right? Everybody that pays taxes in this country is paying for their fucking lavish salaries, their Dienstwagen, their trips to go chastise other countries with Annalena Baerbock at the front going, it's feminist Außenpolitik, and you better listen to me. And all these people are laughing in her face like, who's this bitch? We're not even going to shake this bitch's hand. These people are a joke. And you've got half of Germany treating these people like they're deities, like they're, oh my God, oh, Friedrich Merz, yes, oh good, yes, he's going to do political change. No, he's not. No, he's not. He told you he's not. Right? He told everybody he's not going to do it. He's not going to do any political change. He's going to uphold the status quo, and he's going to do it together with the Reds or the Greens. Or both. Or both. Right? I think you guys call it, what, Jamaica or some shit like that? That's the word. Oh, my God, how racist. How racist to call the coalition Jamaica. I'm sure Jamaica is more free than Germany is. Anyway, people in America, some of the things that these attorneys, that these prosecutors said were partially true, right? Freedom of speech is under attack in this country. Absolutely, J.D. Vance is absolutely right. And but I'm telling you, it is not the way it seems. People can fight against this, and they should. So get yourself some legal insurance, right? It's not that expensive, right? And if they come after you, say, all right, let's go, right? Let's go. Take him to court. Let him take you to court. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have legal insurance, then I suggest you find out if you can even represent yourself in this kind of case. In Germany, in America, you can represent yourself, right? It's not required to get a lawyer. Although, like, if you're on trial for murder, it's probably a fucking good, better to get one. You know what I mean? But if you're on trial for calling Robert Habeck a Schwachkopf, most people can defend themselves. What's a lawyer going to say that you can't say in that case? Look, I'm making use of my constitutional Grundrecht, rights, and I have the right to have my opinion. This shit is a satirical meme. I have the right to satire. That's another thing. In Germany, satire does not count as an insult, right? It does not count as something that can be prosecuted. Satire is legal, right? And clearly, memes are satire. And politicians have to be able to hold out on memes, right? So don't be a coward. That's my advice to people who see in Germany that the freedom of speech, the freedom of opinion is eroding, is going away. Look, it is not gone. The Grundgesetz is still there. There have been no changes in the Grundgesetz, although I do have to get to one thing really quickly in a second. The Grundgesetz hasn't changed, right? You still have freedom of opinion in this country based on the same thing it's been for the last 50 years. You know what I'm saying? Or whenever that shit came into play. It's been like that from the beginning. They haven't changed it, right? But they want to. These establishment parties, the Ampel. And now we're going to get maybe Ampel 2.0 unless people really get their shit together and go out and vote for the AfD. They're the only party that you can vote for that is not going to attack you, right? These other parties are your enemy. They have declared war against their own people. They have said openly, your vote doesn't matter, your opinion doesn't matter, your speech doesn't matter, and if you get out of line, we will use the force of the law against you to shut you up. Those aren't people that are fighting for your rights. Those aren't people that are fighting for your interest. Those are your enemy. The only party in Germany that has not declared war on its own people is the AfD. They're the only ones that are going to get us out of this mess, if at all. They're the only ones that are going to even try. They're the only ones that are not going to suppress your speech, right? They're the only ones that are not going to use the law against their own citizens. And if you don't vote for them en masse this weekend, then you get what you deserve, right? Just people like me don't get what we deserve. Okay, well then, kind of you're the enemy too then, aren't you? You know what I'm saying? That's it. You're the enemy too. You belong in their camp. Because you don't need alternative media or TikTok or YouTube or any of that shit or social media. You can just watch mainstream media here in this country and know just instinctively, if you have any brain cells left, know instinctively that they are not democratic at all. It is not democratic to exclude a party that has 20% probably more. It's probably close to 25, almost 30% of people, I think, in Germany that would vote for the AfD, but something is stopping them. Maybe they're worried about their family or some shit like that, disowning them if they find out or something. But I don't think it's 20%. At least, let's say, 20. Let's keep it low. 20% of the people in this country want the AfD to be in power. Okay, and all of the mainstream media, all of the politicians that supposedly are your great leaders, are telling everybody, we do not give a shit if you vote for the AfD or not. We are not going to deliver. We are not going to work with them. We are not going to do it. We refuse. We refuse to take the voter into consideration. We are going to do what we want to do. And if you complain about it, we can catch you on the internet. We're going to give you a fine. We're going to drag you through court. We're going to take your cell phone and be happy and laugh about it like little children. That's what we're going to do, right? So it's time, people. It's time. You can either stand up against this. Yes, it's a little bit risky. I mean, it's not that risky. It's not North Korea. If it was North Korea, you probably couldn't stand up against it because maybe the next day you'd be facing a firing squad. But do we want to let them get this country to that point? Do the German citizens actually want these people to get that much power over us that we actually have to, that they can implement crazy ass draconian laws? Oh shit, I forgot about that. So they want to re-implement the Majestätsbeleidigung, right? So these parties, the establishment, the ones that are not for freedom of speech, They want to reinstate Majestaatsbeleidigung. And for my American viewers or English-speaking viewers, Majestaatsbeleidigung is insult to the king. It's like blasphemy laws, right? In the state, it would be like blasphemy laws. So any criticism of a politician counts as blasphemy and will be prosecuted. I think you can go to jail for that, right? So right now it's at fines. They can't put you in prison for an insult, right? But if they can get this blasphemy laws back in place, and they are working on it, they wanted to do it before this government blew up. And they're getting ready to make the 2.0 of this government. So if the Friedrich Merz and the SPD and the fucking Greens get in, they are going to reinstate Majestaatsbeleidigung, which is blasphemy laws. And then it's going to become dangerous to criticize politicians, because then you will lose your freedom. Is that the kind of power we want to give these morons? Right? I don't want to have them that kind of power. As a matter of fact, if they get that kind of power, I probably will move, okay? I probably will move. I don't need to live in a country where I have to actually worry about going to prison. I'm not worried about them coming after me now, because there is no prison, and there's no guarantee at all that they're going to win, right? Most of the people that fight these speech cases in court, these postings, internet posting cases in court, they win. Look how far England has gone. In England, they are putting people in prison for a long time for Facebook posts, right? They're letting pedophiles go so they can put in Facebook posters in prison. And apparently, those people have no recourse. I don't know. They're, you know what I'm saying? They're getting put in prison. I don't know. I thought England was also a free country. It's not. And it doesn't, they're still considered part of the democratic spectrum, right? They're still in good regards, you know, by the rest of the world. They're not, okay, but that's not a dictatorship. Well, yeah, it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a totalitarian state. If you're putting people in prison for Facebook posts, it's a totalitarian state. And all it took was a leftist government, and that's what's happening now. So listen, guys, listen. The people that are getting ready to take office after Sunday are not your friends. They are your sworn enemy. And it's not me saying that, it's them. Vote the right way. I'm telling you. I know a lot of influencers, a lot of people, German, I guess telling people how to vote is like a taboo thing here in Germany. So they're all, you know, the Neos, and I love all these guys, and Mark Friedrich, they're all great. They're all great. But they're still saying, look, everybody get out and vote. Very important. Vote for who you think is right in your heart. No. Vote for the AfD. If you want to retain your freedom, and you don't want to end up in prison for Majestaatsbeleidigung or some other speech infringement like they're doing in England, which is also considered a free country, right? Yeah, you will have to vote for the AfD. There is no other choice. I'm sorry. Now, I got to stop this video because it's almost a half hour. That's pretty long. I'm very sorry. People, stand up. Stand up. Defend yourselves against this tyranny. Because if you don't, you can't just keep your head down and hope it's going to go away. It's not. I'm sorry we're in this position. I didn't put us here. Right? I didn't put us here. But it's time to defend yourselves. All right, guys, that was it for today. If you want to get all my content directly to your inbox, subscribe to the Substack. It's allaboutlogic.substack.com. You'll get everything. Peace.